Shalom, shalom, Israel's brothers, Abba Yalla, coming back at you with another quick cold cut through the spirit. I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise to Yahweh Shem Shah Shabbat as well. You already know, we're going to dive straight into it. The importance of walking in your integrity. The importance of walking in your integrity. Why do we want to do it? Why is it very important? The reason why is because, for a few things. Let's actually get the book of Job, chapter 27 and verse number 5. It's the book of Job 27 and verse 5. God forbid that I should justify you till I die. I would not remove my integrity from me. Now we're going to see why it's important that Job said this statement. We're going to see why it's important that he said, man, until I die, I would never remove my integrity. That's how important it is. Verse 6, my righteousness I hold fast and will not let it go. My heart should not reproach me so long as I live. Now, that's a very key thing. You don't want your mind to reproach you. That's why people kill themselves, because they forget that they're with them every single day. You're doing stuff in the dark. You're not keeping integrity. But what's going to happen is the Lord is going to start plaguing your conscience to condemn you. You're not going to have a high esteem for yourself anymore. You're going to start looking at yourself without honor, without integrity, as a lowly man. You're going to start, your self-image is not going to be there. We want to make sure that your mind doesn't reproach you so long as you live. And that's what was important to Job. And not sinning before the Lord. We want to make sure that your mind is, because what starts to happen, let's go to Sirach 14 and verse 5. Actually, Sirach chapter 30. All right, let's go to the book of Sirach chapter 30. All right. And let's start at verse 21. Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thy own counsel. If you don't keep your integrity, you're going to start whooping your conscience's ass. You're going to start afflicting yourself in your own counsel, because you know who you really are. You know when you go home, that man in the mirror, that woman in the mirror, who that person really is. And you got to live with that person. And if you don't change your ways, you will forever be viewing yourself as that person. Right? 22, the gladness of the heart is the life of man, and the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days. Love thy own soul and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow from thee, for sorrow have killed many, and there's no profit therein. And guess what? When you don't have integrity and your mind starts to smote you, hit you, beat you up inside, and you remember, your mind's your life. That gladness is life. You're going to start to lose that life. And then, that's how people end up. They off themselves. You want to have integrity. You don't want to be those type of people. The importance of integrity, man. Let's go to the book of Psalms 26. Right? Psalms chapter 26 and 1. Psalms chapter 26 and verse 1. Judge me, O Yahweh, I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in the Lord, therefore I shall not slide. See, another thing is, when you get judged by the Lord, you want him to judge you not for your works, but you want the Lord to judge you for your integrity. How well have you had faith, and how well have you had works in the dark, and how honest you were? See, we know we slip up, but you want to be honest before the Most High. An integrous man is not going to say he was perfect. He's going to let the Lord declare him as perfect. Integrous man is not going to act like he hasn't sinned and hide his sins. He's going to declare those sins and be honest with himself and be honest with the Most High and examine himself and change. And that's integrity. And that's why David said, judge me according to that. Let's jump down to verse 11. And it says, but as for me, I will walk in mine integrity, redeem me and be merciful unto me. If you want the Lord's mercy, you have to walk in this thing. Your integrity is ultimately going to lead to perfection. It's ultimately going to lead to you being perfect. So we want to make sure that we are walking in our integrity day by day. Even if we slip up, be honest about it. Tell the Lord that you did. Tell the Lord you slipped up. Tell the Lord, you went off, and try again harder. That's what an integrous man would do. He's going to, a just man falleth 7 times, but the wicked fall into mischief. But if you fall into mischief, or if you trying to, hide and conceal your sins, the Lord's not dealing with that type of person. All right, let's go to the book of Proverbs chapter 20. Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 7. The just man walketh in his integrity. His children are blessed after him. So that's another reason you want to walk in your integrity, because your children, remember, the Lord just doesn't judge you. He will judge your seed line. Your child to grow up to him. Look, if you don't walk in your integrity, next thing you know, your child, You come in the house at 16 years old with heels on and a purse. Deep voice like this. Right? With a crop top on, man. All because you didn't want to walk in your integrity. The Lord seen all those sins in the dark. And guess what? Now your child, your man child, the firstborn, who's supposed to inherit your substance, is walking with a crop top on, a pink purse, pink tutu, and some high heel shoes with a voice like this saying, "This is who I am, Pops." That's off. Walking your integrity so your children can be blessed. They're going to walk in the ways of the Lord. They're going to confess the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua amongst their enemies, amongst their peers. All because the Lord judged you faithful for walking in your integrity. Or the Lord can jam your children up, man. The Lord can seriously jam your children. I mean, just read the book of 1st and 2nd Kings. The Lord was jamming the sea lines up, man. You know? The Lord is he'll do these things to your children. It's very important that you have integrity. Because if you don't, and you're deemed as a hypocrite, let's go to Job chapter 13, verse 15. Though he slay me, yet I will maintain. Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him, but I will maintain my own ways before him. What does it mean to maintain your own ways before him? See, before the Lord, you're not always around people. You're always before the Lord. Sabbath days, you wake up. You know what I'm saying? A few hours you may get by yourself throughout the day. On your way home from work, you're in the car by yourself. You may, even in the bathroom, whatever. You want to maintain your own ways before him. But what the Lord say, verse 16, he also shall be my salvation, for an hypocrite shall not come before him. An hypocrite will not come before the Lord. All right, let's get the definition of integrity. Integrity, right? Integrity definition. It says integrity, the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. Moral uprightness, the state of being whole and undivided. When you're whole, you're perfect. You're not divided. You're a whole person. Perfection. You're honest. You have strong moral principles, and your moral principles are based off the scriptures. And you walk with moral uprightness or honor and virtue, godliness. These are the things that you want. All right? You want honor and godliness. Let's go to the book of 2 Peter chapter 1. 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse number 5. And beside this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge. You want to have virtue, right? And to knowledge temperance, that discipline. And to temperance patience. And to patience godliness. And godliness brotherly kindness. And to brotherly kindness charity. So these are the things that we want to possess. This is very important to walk in your integrity so that you don't smote your mind. Your children are blessed after you if you have any, or if you think to have children in the future, and for the Lord to judge you by your integrity so that he can have mercy upon you. Very, very quick cold cut, but it's always a reminder through the Spirit, though we know these things. Let's actually jump down, verse 12. Wherefore I would not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of these things, though you know them, because you guys, know this. Even in the world, man, I gotta do right. You got to be honest. They even tell you that in the world, you got to be honest. You know these things, but what? And be established in the present truth. Yea, I think it meet, I think it good, as long as I am in this tabernacle to stir you up by putting you in remembrance. And I'm always, Lord willing, if the Lord put the Spirit on me, I'm always going to stir you up in remembrance, man. I want to stir you up in remembrance. Keep you reminded of these things, and that you don't forsake them. With that, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise to Yahweh in the name of his son, Yahushua, and be the mighty strong. Shalom.